Well, hello, my friends. Welcome back to Breaking Bricks. You know, next week is Christmas, so I'm just going to start by saying Merry Christmas, everyone. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, then maybe Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever it is that you celebrate with your family. Happy to whatever that might be. Happy holidays, my friends. It's finally here. I personally like to get Lego for Christmas. You know, I asked my family for a few Pacific sets in particular because, you know, I really kind of want to put together some new stuff. I'm trying to break away from Star Wars just a little bit on the side. And, well, you know, I got to get some sets to check that stuff out. On top of that, we're chasing this creature building series, and we need to get back into that. I've kind of abandoned that the last freaking few weeks or so. You know, we're going to get back into that eventually. And but of course, you know, I decided that you know, with me going to all these shows and wanting to do things, I need to have stuff now. I can't just build one thing, do one show, tear it down, spend 6 months building something else, take it to one show, tear it down, and do it again. I need to have stuff ready to go for when these things do pop up. And I've been kind of working on that. So I decided to build a smaller mock series. And I've got three particular mocks that I want to build. One is going to be Hoth. I've talked about that in the past. Two is going to be Tatooine. And then a third is going to be something more adjusted to my personality. It speaks of me directly. And we'll get into that in the future. That's a secret build that I still want to keep secret for now. So today, rather than working on the Sith Temple of Malachor, we are going to talk about Hoth. Yes, I have started the mock, and I have one cube finished. One 15-inch by 15-inch gray cube. It's the big base plates. I use those for foundations and a lot of things, and I thought, well, what better way to do one cube at a time? So the legendary location this week is Hoth. It's cold outside. Christmas is right around the corner, which is literally a few days away. So why not go to the snow planet Hoth? So without further ado, let's check it out. And remember, Merry Christmas. All right, my friends, we're going to just start off with a straight up overview here, as you can see. Now, you've heard me talk in past episodes about using used bricks. As you can see, I've got a few of those in here, as I am pointing out. They're a little discolored from the traditional white snow. Reason being is because that's all mixed up with my new brick. I like using used discolored brick like this from time to time, like in most things, because it gives it that weathered look. So when you see it in a build that's supposed to be all white, it kind of sticks out at that point. So anything that looks like this, eventually I'm going to be changing out. This is just one section that I've put together as a start to my build here. So it's all a part of a bigger mock, but you know, once again, you know, white trickles in from time to time. I don't get a lot of it all at once. So I'm hoping to, let me just readjust the camera here just a little bit and bring that up just a hair. Okay, there we go. All right, so we got that going on. I want to show you those guns too. So eventually in time, I plan on switching all this discolored brick out. You know, we've got our guns, we've got a couple of generators here that power them. Cables running through. Now what I did do with this thing is give it a couple power features too as well. So depending on which one I use, I can twist those around just for a little fun. I like movable guns. It's just something that's just a part of Star Wars. And of course we've got some figures going on, a couple of, you know, trenches going on as well. And eventually we're going to add our starships to this as it gets bigger, maybe a walker or two. I would like to get the UCS walker for this mock eventually, maybe in time if I'm lucky, or maybe I'll just build one. Because the ones that I have are just the play sets. So let's go ahead and change the angle of the camera here and take a different look at it. All right, so as you can see, I've got mounting pieces in here. So as I grow this build, I can just snap them in place and they kind of line up perfectly. And I'll put some tile in there, and as I get more tile, I'm going to put that in there as well. Different type of slopes, angles, depths. You know, snow is random. We got a lot more work to do. This is just a start. Now, this is just me being funny. I thought it was funny to have the Wampa guy and the guy running pee in his pants. I just really thought it was funny, and I'm sticking with it. Of course, we've got a gun placement, some troops, more troops, one of the turret guns, which of course, you know, we need to enlarge that from the set because it was just too small, especially when you're running motors through it. All right, gun embankment, sonar, all that fun, happy stuff. And then of course, you know, we've got our power station there that controls that gun. And we're going to spread this stuff out as we add more to it. I'll definitely have to buy more troops for it eventually, some more ships. And this has been an interesting build. I've always wanted to do a Hoth. I'm really impressed with how just that one plate came out. All right, for a long time I've wanted a little bit of a Hoth representation within my Star Wars collection. I've had a couple of sets just kind of collecting dust for years now. So why not start to put together a mock? And as I get more, I'm going to add to it. So it's one of those long-term builds. Another one of those long-term builds that I'm thinking about doing, and I'm really hoping to get started on rather sooner than later, but most likely it'll probably be later, is a Tatooine build. You know, I'm going to start with a single plate once again, and you know what? I'm going to start off with Obi-Wan's hut. You know, Lego did give us a set, but you know, to be honest with you, Obi-Wan's hut was a completely more of a brick rectangle kind of building with the dome on top, where they just gave us a square. So we're going to be a little bit more accurate to the show when we start to put that build together, and of course, you know, put together a couple of scenes from the movie within it. And you know, I plan on doing all kinds of other things, starting off with one plate builds. I've always wanted to do a sky rise. Who doesn't want to do a sky rise, or I'm sorry, the term high rise building of some type in their Lego scene? You know, they're much taller than the typical modular building, and I'd like to get a couple of those just to check out as well. Not to say that I can, but I want to, just to make sure that I can. It's been an interesting year in Lego, and I want to continue building on that base of knowledge and try some new unique things for future builds. So, with that being said, I hope you liked this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. It lets me know I did a good job, and it suggests this kind of content to anybody out there that might be into it. Of course, you got a good idea for maybe another future small SKU build, go ahead and put that down in the comments below. Want to talk Lego or whatever, down there, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And of course, we can't grow here as a family unless you hit that subscribe button. It takes you a mere half a second, but for me, it really does mean an awful lot. I'll see you here next time on Breaking Bricks.